Today I'm going to make some buttons for navigating my website. I'm going to start off by opening up my logo, which should be a recent item. So if you have logo, click it here. If not, click open. Go to Google Drive file stream, My Drive, Website, Images, Logo. Then I'm going to want to use a smaller version of the same thing as my button. So I'm going to do Modify, Canvas, Image Size. And I'm going to try 60 by 60, and that seems to be a good size, so I'm going to do File, Save As, and instead of putting everything here in my Images folder, I'm going to go up one level. I'm going to go to my Company folder, and then I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to name it Buttons. I'm going to open the Buttons folder, and then I'm going to call this Main Button, and that's going to be a flattened PNG. Then I'm going to hit save. I'm going to separate all my buttons from the rest of my images so that it will be easier to keep track of all of them. Now I also want an active version of my button if I'm actually on that page. You'll want to change it slightly, so I'm going to take the background of mine and I'm going to delete it and go to the pointer tool. Click on the background so nothing's selected, and go to Canvas and set a new background color. And I'm going to use this bluish gray as my active color. Then I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this as active main and hit save. Then I'm going to close what I have open and create a new document. I'm going to start off with 200 for the width, the same 60 for the height, and I'm going to use a transparent canvas color. That looks pretty decent. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm working with better. I'm going to draw a rectangle. Go to the pointer tool and select it. My width needs to be the same 200 I just made. The height is 60. The X and Y are both 0. This will be the background of my button. So if you want to do a style, go ahead and pick that now. So I have that the way I want it. I'm going to go to text and I'm going to click one time. Do not draw a box. That way the box will resize as you type. Here I'm going to use the text for my different pages. So my first one's going to be about. I can apply any of these styles here that I want to it. There are also some text styles that you could use. Remember to change your font size at the bottom, the font that you actually want to use down here as well. Once you have everything about it the way you want, make sure you go to Align. Make sure it's set to relative to canvas. Align horizontal center and align vertical center. Do File, Save As. First, we're going to save a template. So go up 3 times to My Drive. Go to Web Design. Make sure you're on Fireworks PNG. And we're going to do Company Button and hit save. We're going to do Save As again. Go up from Web Design. Go into Website, Company, Buttons. And I'm going to name this one Normal About. And make sure that this is flattened PNG. And hit save. Then I'm going to go over to my plan and double check what I was going to make my site about. So mine's going to be a travel company, and those are my 3 destinations that I'm going to have, and that's the product that I have. I chose to make my second button about, but you could also make it history or information or info, depending on what you want on your site. Because mine's a travel company, my next button will say destinations. Yours will likely say products or services. If for some reason you ever have a word that doesn't fit, you can go to the horizontal scale and change that. And then recenter it. Okay, then I'm going to save another copy of this. We should be flattened PNG. And this should be my normal products button. Using the text tool, I'm going to double click and do the first of my 3 products. Mine are Cozumel, New Zealand, and Moon. Go to the pointer tool, reset this to 100% if you changed it. I'm going to save this as normal P1. for normal product 1. Do my next one, that one also does not fit, so I'm going to rescale that. Save this as normal P2, hit save, go back to 100%, go to my text tool, type out my third product, center it, and save that as normal P3. Then using my selection tool, I'm going to click on my background so that I have my rectangle selected. I'm going to search for hue saturation. If it's there, double click it to open it. If it's not there, you can hit plus, adjust color, hue saturation. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want an alternate color for whatever your active page is. So since my active color on my logo button was blue, I'm going to go for the same color for my button here. Do File, Save As, and I'm going to change normal to say active, and this is my active P3. Then I just need to go back and redo all the same ones that I did before. So I had one that said about, center that, File, Save As, active, about, and hit save. Go back and do whatever my product 1 was. So active P1. You do my active P2. Make sure your settings are the same. Then File, Save As, my active products. When I'm done with making all my buttons, I can close this. Switch back to Dreamweaver. Remember, you're going to want to go to your company index. All of your buttons should have populated. After our header, so in my code, I'm going to go underneath the header. And now I'm going to insert a navigation. I hit OK. Now we'll create a nav tag like this. You should have another yellow box with your navigation. And take my active main button and put it in that box next to the text. I'm going to erase my text here. Put my image on its own line. You'll see that this box didn't really fit, so in my nav, I'm going to give it the same class that I gave to the header. So class equals clearfix. And that should make our navigation button fit inside of our box. Then I'm going to add my normal about, my normal products, normal P1, normal P2, and normal P3. Then I'd go to my website CSS, go to my CSS designer, add another selector for nav, which should show up right here. Then I want to do margin top, and we'll do about minus 30 px, and that should come really close to making it even with our header. And you can adjust that down if you want. If you want a little bit of a gap, you can do minus 25 px. Depends on how big of a gap you want. I'm going to leave mine right at minus 29 px. I'm going to go to Save All and go back to Files, the top folder, Upload, and hit OK. Then if we check our site for company, our navigation button should now be there.